Mm-hmm. 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 We've taken our bows and our curtain calls. You brought us fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. We thank you, girl. But it's been no bed of roses. Oh, we are the champion, Miss Thing. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. Don't bring your ass back, cause we are the champions. Boom, boom, boom. Of you too. Hi, people. Hi, Connie. Princess A, how y'all doing? Mocha Drop. Rainy Boo. Uh-huh. I don't know what made that woman think she gonna come over here and take a dump and leave. No, that's not how it works, baby. You don't decide when the party starts and when the party stops, honey. Let me see. That song wasn't soulful enough for y'all. Y'all don't understand it? Okay. Let me think of another song. I just had a good one. Hold on. God damn it. I forgot my damn song. But she gets the gist of it. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Why, oh, why did she have to leave and run away? Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been used to having someone to beef with, and I'm lost. Baby, I'm lost. Ooh, da 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 da. Have y'all seen her, honey? Here's the deal. Miss 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 Auntie Hammy, she brought her ass over here, right? She made videos about the beef sector, challenging, threatening, humiliating, or not really humiliating, more just insulting the beef sector. She wanted to comment on the ladies, the quality of the ladies' wigs while she's wearing that shit on her head, looking like that. But she's the authority on wigs, apparently. Apparently, this girl, she came out. She came back and she did 4 videos in a row. Pew, 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 pew. She shot her load, baby. And then we trying to think, have you seen her? She totally disappeared. I mean, we have not seen that thing in 4 days. She does 4 shoots, 4 shots. The girls and the boys hammer her ass for 4 days, right? And what does she do? She tucks her head in between them stinking legs, and she runs away. But she told us that she was the baddest bitch in town, and she was never gonna get off our neck, right? Girl, because we bad. Chum on. Hi, Lane. RNV TV. Rainy Boo. How's everybody today? Hi, moderators. Hi, Soul Sister. Soul Sister #1 show. Why did she run? She came on here like she was the baddest thing since sliced bread, baby. She told us how she was a multi-millionaire and how she was ugly on purpose. But when we began to challenge some of the things that she says uninterrupted on her little channel, I see on her Facebook channel, now she's showing glamour shots, right? She got a big old banner with her face all made up and her hair all dolled up, a makeup job, basically, a couple $100. She invested that. But why would she just showing her nasty self like she usually does? Right? Obviously, we have had an effect on that woman. And she has ran away, honey. I thought you wanted beef. Where's the beef? I still never really experienced the beef. She's talking in general blankets. She want to challenge everybody, right? She gonna beat everybody ass, so she goes for wigs. Because what? Why? Because women wear wigs, honey. So that's why she thought she was going to read everybody, girl, about their synthetic wig. Ain't this a bitch? Any people in the world, girl, should be talking about hair. You should be the very last. You should be at the very end of the line. Mm-hmm. Did y'all notice she been gone? How you gonna come on here 4 days in a row, girl? For 3, you got videos 2 and 3 hours, nothing but insults and reads for the beef sector, girl. And then when they hit your ass back, you go running. I thought you was a gangster chick. That's what you said. You said there ain't nothing but a gangster party, party, doom, doom, doom. She said she gonna piss on our parents' graves. This singing cracks me up, girl. This singing does it. Well, my singing has the effect on you guys, same effect that Jay Wilson singing has on me. And that's bad, baby. Lord have mercy. Y'all go and find y'all girl. Have you seen her? Y'all go over there and find y'all girl. We done ran her away, child. She's bad. She is with on the level of Tasha K. For whatever reason, Tasha K decided to interview this person, right? Because they went viral. So what? You went viral, girl. I mean, what? I don't know what Tasha K was there, because Tasha K had her head so blowed up that she actually believed that she was a star, right? So I think that when people start challenging her about that relationship she's got, about why she's there, about her hygiene over and over and over and over again, and we got some real champions over here. Now, we don't always get along with each other, but we got some She didn't want this. She only thought she did. And now, Miss Hammy, you are proving yourself to be a coward, because you can't say, oh, I was on a trip. Oh, I was out of town. You can't say any of that shit because the internet's everywhere, right? As long as you got a cell phone, you have the ability to go live. So why all this bravado, girl, and then nothing? Was it the hits to the mouth from Deanna Irving? Is that what got you? Did I have an effect on you by questioning your hygiene and the bottom of your feet? Or was it, who else was it? There were several people. All of these guys were hitting you at the same time, right? Until you threw up the white hands of surrender. I surrender. I surrender. Oh, beef sector, you kicked my ass. Now I surrender. She come on here. The last time we saw her 4 days ago, she comes showing all of her glamour shots, right? Which is more of a comment about her makeup artist than it is about her, right? Or the person that put her lace front in. I don't know if she would put a lace front wig on. I don't know how that works exactly. But for her, it's got to be something she can take off easy, throw it up over there on the dresser somewhere. Because she really is a sloppy and lazy woman. She don't want to be bothered with all of the hair, getting the nails done. She's not womanly like, right? But I haven't seen her, and I went looking for her, honey. I don't even see that her Facebook. She always bragging about Facebook. The Facebook account only had, I think the last entry was in April. Unless she has another way. I know she says that the only way she makes money, this is what she told Tasha K, is that people donating her used to be $12 a year. Now is $22 a year, right? That's how she get her money. So you can imagine the dire straits. That's why one would need a sugar daddy. You need somebody. If you have a sugar daddy, that means someone is taking care of you. If you are a millionaires and you are a multi-platinum record seller, I don't know why you would need a sugar daddy necessarily. I mean, you like white men. Why don't you get you a hot man, honey? Get you a hot, good-looking man, right? You say you in your 30s, you go and get a man 60 years old, waiting on his retirement, girl. Is that really a life, Miss Auntie Hammy? And why have you retreated, girl? You made a fool of yourself. When you start putting your name in the search engine and all you could hear is people digging, pulling you apart, girl, you couldn't take it. You can dish it out. You can talk about yourself, but you can't take it, obviously. And then there's no goodbye, no surrender. We would have loved for you to come on here and say, I surrender. You could have at least done that, girl. But no, you're gonna just disappear. Or bring your black ass over here no more, girl, with that bullshit. You came over here with that, you know what that word is. I ain't gonna say it again. I'm trying to break myself of this thing I got in my head now about this bald head whole shit. You make it hard. Mm-hmm. Beef sector, kick her in her ass. Kick her in the din din. The din din? What's the din din? No decent person gets her comedy. Right. The mother's board is certainly not going to laugh at that, honey. Now, the mother's board was able to laugh at Tyler Perry at some of his antics, but Tyler Perry never present that I'm filthy. I'm really nasty. I'm going to raise my feet on the stage and show you how dirty and filthy I am. I'm going to show you my underarms. I'm going to see where the deodorant ring is. I'm just all out, right? You know, the motherboard don't want to see that, girl. So you're right. Decent people do not find that funny, girl. They find it insulting to your race, particularly when you choose to be with another race who apparently takes some pleasure out of you playing this. Is this supposed to be a slave woman type thing? I mean, slaves, they weren't provided with combs and cosmetics and things like that, right? So is this what you're spoofing? What exactly are you spoofing, girl? Filth is not funny. Nastiness is not funny. I've never seen a comedian who comes on that what they're presenting as their comedy is how nasty they are. They're opening their legs and letting all these strangers look in your stuff, right? So I'm sure you say you are unreadable and all that kind of stuff, but I'm sure that if we really looked into your background, we're going to see that you were either a working prostitute, certainly a crackhead, and not a high-end type of a sex worker, right? You know a whole lot about that life. Let's put it like that, girl. You do a real good imitation of a crackhead hoe. I'm just saying, honey. I'm sure people would look into your background. We would say, well, this woman said that she was going to be a professor. She's told Tasha K she going to be I was on my road to be a professor. I was going to be a professor to teach their children, right? Until I decided to stab somebody in their heart. Oh, no. The stabbing came first. The stabbing came like in the movie The Bad Seed. You remember The Bad Seed was killing people as a preteen? This is her, right? So I'm trying to figure out, when did you pick up this nasty persona? That would have to be born of the streets, girl. Most people wouldn't even conceive of that. Let me go over here and be stinky. I'm surprised you didn't have stuff dripping out of your. You should have. What you should have done. You should have had cockroaches crawling out of your snatch. If you really wanted to entertain your white audiences, they would have loved that, girl. They would have loved that, honey. Have them roaches crawling out your snatch, then you on the stage, girl, stamping them out with your filthy feet, and they would just love that shit, girl. I'm sure you would have got a whole $200. Mm-hmm. I know some of y'all watch her too. What can you watch? What can you watch when they're supposed to be the star of the show comes on here and announcing how terrible and how horrible she is and how she gonna make us all suffer for no reason at all? I'm just gonna make you suffer. I ain't apologizing shit. I take a dump on your apology, right? And then you disappear. Just like you told me you're gonna read me, girl. I'm still waiting on them to be read. Shit, I thought it might be funny or entertaining or something, girl. You can't even do that. I'm just an old man. You can't even read me. So where is all this bravado come from, and where did it go, Auntie Hammy? Come on back, girl. Back, Jack, do it again, and we'll fuck you up again. You go back track. I'm sorry, Cynthia, but I had to call it what it is, honey. She treats it like a snatch. She doesn't treat it like a regular woman. She certainly is not no church woman. She's not a person who you will find in the secretarial pool. That's not the kind of woman that will be a nurse or anything, right? She capitalizes on humiliating her body and presenting herself as a filthy, nasty, a sickening person. And perhaps what happened was that when she picked on this beef sector, what she just had to have just anybody just come on, just pile it on, right? She started to look at herself and what she was actually presenting. Oh, I'm a professor. How can they acting like I'm a real crackhead? Girl. Oh, what you see is what you get. I think the world of you. I don't know why you inspire me to sing, honey. Not stomping on, yes, girl, stomping on cockroaches. Her white audiences would love that. And she could have her southern white man. He could be sitting over on the porch. Get him a little rocking chair. He can sit on the stage and laugh at her child while she throw bananas at her, I guess, because she dresses up like a monkey. Remember, she dresses up like a monkey. That's what she does for him, right? So they can include that in her act. She says everything is in her act, including dressing this man up. I ain't never heard a man have a voice. What he said, ooh, ooh, one time. I mean, does the motherfucker talk? Is he retarded, or something wrong with him? Or is he just get off on this shit, right? Or is she just a domineering woman who just moved in with some, she called it sugar daddy. Those are her words and not mine. Oh, play with me, honey. That would be a good act for you, girl. See if you can work it out. And use real roaches, right? Because that's how they think we live anyway, right? We have filthy bodies, filthy feet, hair coming all out of our panty line. And that's us, right? And that's what you call ugly. I'm ugly on purpose, right? You're imitating us, and then you're saying you're ugly on purpose. So we're ugly? I don't know. Quality called herself reading you last night. Where y'all tell me. I look for that woman's. See, I'm not a scary person, at least as far as the mouth goes. You know, I looked and looked and looked. I could not see this post where Miss Kwani called herself reading me. I don't fuck with her. And unfortunately, I've blocked her on my computer. And so both my computers won't pull her up, right? But just like Wilson, I can still see her on my television and on my phone. And I could not find her reading. I'm intrigued, right? We know she's a nasty pig, so we don't expect that much. But I want to see this sorry ass reading. I want to see if she can stand up, girl. Because she don't really, I mean, when y'all come at her about looking like a goddamn camel, honey, she takes that to heart because she knows that, girl, it started back in school. When she was in the white school, what do you think they would call somebody look like Kwani? They wouldn't even use the N-word, girl. They would go right to camel because she looks like a camel, right? So she don't want to hear all that. So I'm curious to see what she has to say as a read unto me. Do y'all know what is her page name? Anybody on here know where you would find this magnificent reading of Kwani? I don't fuck with her, and I have no desire to fuck with her. But if I can go and get one off, that might be fun, right? We'll get to you in a minute, Michael Ty Robinson. All right, I got my pen and paper ready. So whenever y'all figure out how y'all saw her, where, what's the name of the page? All I need is the name of the page, baby. And that'll give me content for tomorrow. So I can go get my $30 or $35. I'm just being honest. Michael Ty Robbins, you ever sing in the City of Refuge Choir? Child, I think you know Miss Charlene would have threw her shoe up there on me if I try to sing in the choir, girl. I don't think they go for that, honey. I'm not under the impression that I can sing. That's right. I am not y'all's Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson is the one who thinks he can sing. Thank you. They paid me $500 for that. So the answer, Michael Ty Robinson, is hell no. I ain't saying nobody choir. I love to sing in church though, right? Because nobody can hear you. Only person gonna hear you are the people who sit beside you, right? And more than once, I've had some of those ladies, ladies with the hats with the smirk on the face, girl. They give me one of those. You can't take my blues away. No matter what you say, yeah, baby. Hey, baby, what you're thinking? No, darling, you can't take them. That's my blues away, not my song away. I've had more than one move away. But the thing about singing, I can hear you because everybody's singing, right? So don't let these people convince you that you can't sing. Hell, you can't sing for anybody gonna pay you to sing nothing, girl. But you can still sing. You sing because you're happy, and you sing because you are free. Mr. Custard, I don't think we ever met. It says cockroaches crawling out of your snatch. Now that would be a show, honey. You want to go viral, Miss Hammy? And since nothing matters, you ain't got no respect for your own goddamn race. Why don't you try that, girl? Have the cockroaches coming out of your snatch. Where I don't know how they're gonna do that, but I'm sure they can do that. And then have you on stage stomping them out with them dirty feet, girl. And maybe at the end for another laugh, so you got to amuse your audiences, right? You can raise your feet up and see all the dead cockroaches on the bottom of your feet. Wouldn't that be funny? Right? I went over there to Facebook and she got a picture of some crackhead woman who got them. She's real skinny. You know, she's a real drug addict. I got passion for drug addicts. I'm a drug addict myself for years, but she's real skinny. She done pulled her pants down. She got this little skinny bathing suit kind of thing on. Her hair looks like this thing wears. And she said this woman was her motivation for the rest of her life. So you saw this woman in the street looking like that, and you figured that this is something you want to entertain the white people with and make this your life ambition and your lifetime show, right? Is that funny? Is that how you feel about people who are in the struggle? Looks to me like you're in the struggle. Looks to me like, honey, you got that man on there pounding and digging in that thing. Don't tell him what he's sticking up in there. If you're sticking bananas for his entertainment, girl, we can only imagine. And then you're saying how nasty everything is. The smell. I mean, just the smell. If you're saying you don't wash under your arms, girl, how can we? Girl, you don't wash your face. You don't wash or groom your hair. You don't wash your underarms or bother to shave them. And you got rings where even where the deodorant ring is. I guess you just put that on top of the funk. What does it say about your lady parts, girl? And you're shooting projectiles out of it. You come over here, you raise your legs in front of all them white folks, girl, and pew, pew, pew. Stupid ass nigga. If she used my idea, she's gonna have to pay me something. Give me that's worth about $5. Stomping them roaches, honey. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the hell on. Wait a minute. Now I done told y'all I have not lived no can I get rid of this? What is that? All these, I guess it's okay. These lights that come through my window. Anyway. I used to hang out with the street people, right? I began my life in Los Angeles as a regular person. I worked regular jobs. I went from job to job, whatever. I was a young, in my 20s or whatever. But when I started doing dope around 28, I started at 28. So I was hooked by 30, let's say. I started hanging around with all the street people. Some of them I would meet on the street, and some of them I would meet in the county jail in Los Angeles, right? So everybody got story, baby. It's not gonna work. You want to go to the dungeon? What's wrong? Okay, control yourself. So adorable. Anyway, so the girls always got all these stories, right? And they, the trans girls, because the trans girls still have to go to a man's prison unless they've had surgery, which most of them didn't, right? But these girls were girls who worked on the street, right? And many of them, it's not like one or two said this. Many of them trans girls would talk about this guy who lived in the Hollywood Hills, right? I remember two stories. One of them was they would pick up these crack whores. Let me check my language. Should I call people crack whores? Prostitutes who use crack, let's say. And a lot of people on the street. I mean, they have to. They're on the street. He would bring them up to his house. Apparently, this man had money. And he would walk them through a long corridor that he had constructed in his home, right? And his kink was when they got to the to this room in the dark. I don't know if LA doesn't usually have basements, but particularly not up in the hills. But something he has constructed, right? he would pick up these hookers on the street, and several of them gave testimony that this actually happened. They would walk into a black room, into a dark room, nothing but like torches. They were electric lights, but they were like torches coming through a dark corridor. You can imagine it, right? And they would get to this black room, and he had a casket. He had a casket in this room specifically for his particular kink, right? And he liked to see these drag queens, these drag queens. His kink was they would go over to the casket, right? And there would be a dead man in the casket, right? And when the queens, he said, go ahead, look at my Uncle Fred. My Uncle Fred, he made me rich. He made me rich. And they would look in the casket, and the motherfucker would wake up out of the casket, girl. That he was paying them just to see their reaction. I would imagine it's being filmed somewhere, but just to see their reaction to when this dead man got up out of that goddamn casket. And of course, the girl was screaming, ah! It scare anybody, right? Particularly if you're on dope. What's that? That was one of them, right? The other one was, I hope I don't forget the other story. Wait a minute. When I started with. Hold on. Oh, God damn it. This is fucking memory. I just started. That was the second story. That was another one. Very similar. What were we talking about? Cockroaches crawling out. Oh, the other one. Okay. The other one was this trick. The tricks had money. You know, they had homes and all that kind of stuff, right? And they would pick up these street people, you know, who barely make it and whatever. I guess they would feel like, you know, they had it going on because they were in this big house or whatever. But his thing was, he wanted these people to come over there, and he had boxes of cockroaches. And his kink was, he had these girls naked with nothing but high heels on, and he just wanted them to crush cockroaches. They would sit up there and step on cockroaches. Girl, that was the kink. So don't tell me, Auntie Hammy, that these things don't exist, right? But I'm still trying to figure out why that man picked you up and why he's taking care of you, girl. And was there an actual marriage? She has scenes with her in a wedding gown. For her wedding, she came in lingerie. If that is her wedding picture, if she's married to this dude, it would have to be a situation like that, right? Where this guy is picking up these people. He gets off on their poverty. He gets off on them talking in a certain way, broken English and kind of thing like that. Because this man was never interested in decent looking people. I mean, it was never about beauty for him. That was a long story. Stomping on cockroaches, baby. And paid them good, girl. They say that one time, though, when that motherfucker got up out that casket, this drag queen was put his head up in that ass, girl, and beat the man when he put him in the hospital. That's what they said. That's a true story. Anybody from LA might, if they're in here, they can give testimony, honey. But that's how they saw these unfortunate women, right? So she has to walk around the house looking like an unfortunate woman. But when she brought her ass over here to the beef sector, now she's showing all glamour shots. Oh, she's all dolled up in gold lame and all this kind of stuff, girl. You can't prove, you ain't nothing to prove, girl. We know you could have looked decent if you washed your ass. Let's see what y'all say. Have y'all noticed she gone? Thank you. Who is this? Send Uncle Tim some super chat. Oh, they're sweet. Thank you, Keisha Paul. He feeds our soul with wisdom. Wisdom about them cockroaches, girl. Lord have mercy, child. That's what she's presenting. I don't know if that man could even talk. He is certainly a foolish man, because the moment she called out for me to bring in one of my Depends so she can make a skit and just told the whole goddamn world that I wear Depends, girl, or why else would it be in the house? I think that'd be it for me. I said, girl, you know what? You know, the little sex thing we did, that's kind of fun or whatever, but this is too much for me. You need to go in there and you need to get that same raggedy ass bag you came in here with. I saved it. I figured this day would come. You need to put all your shit in that bag and you need to go. Don't worry about my goddamn Depends, bitch. because you was dependent on me. Multi-millionaires needing sugar daddies. Woo! I couldn't have no sugar daddy, child. That's when the motherfucker gonna tell you what to do, where to go. The hoes like to present like that they're the ones in charge and all that, right? But always the one with the money is the one in charge, honey. Because the one with the money can cut it off at any moment, any second. So we don't know if that man got mental deficiencies. She might be charged with elder abuse. Elder abuse. And I'm sure she turns on him and probably beats him up. She probably hits him because sometimes she comes on like she's supposed to be this educated professor. And other times she comes on and talking she's a gangster. And how everybody in her neighborhood died. You say something about her, you're going to die. Why ain't nobody dead? She said. Why ain't nobody dead? You call that beefing? You call that beefing? Well, why you run then, girl? Where you at? Where are you at, baby? You think you heard that story on ID channel? It might be, honey, because it actually happened. So I'm sure the guys, these ones in Hollywood Hills, I'm sure they had more than one trick, honey. All the girls seem to know these people, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if you heard that on that channel, girl. And these guys who are coming up with this kinky, weird shit they do, punch them in the stomach, they not making that stuff up. They've seen it somewhere, right? So it would be the same old story. That ain't no that ain't no breaking news, honey. Money can buy you pleasure, but it can't buy you happiness. If she call that pleasure, if she call it, I wonder if he fucks her with the monkey hat, the monkey. She puts on the monkey face, does all this kind of shit with arms all filth coming all out of her arms, filth all between her legs and all that. And girl, you have to wonder, girl, is this what goes on in the bedroom? It doesn't look like no loving, right? It ain't no loving relationship when you out here telling the people that man wears the pins, that man you only there for the money. He gonna get how much money he got and all this kind of shit, girl. That ain't a loving relationship. If you cared about the motherfucker, you would be telling all his business right in front of him, right? You call my peckerwoods and crackers and hunkies and all this shit as he's walking around behind you. Now, who's gonna put up with that? Surely the man has a family. I mean, surely they'll say, girl, let's go over there and get Bobby or whatever his name is, child. We got to go over there and rescue him. If you love him, you will respect him. So it ain't no love involved, baby. It's just what you said it is. Sugar daddy, paying somebody to pay the bills. I just want to know why you need somebody to pay your bills. That's all I want to know. Is that jungle love? Ooh, jungle love. See that sister show look fine. Jungle love, honey. Because obviously the old man is a southerner. I mean, even in Florida, right? So we know what some of the attitudes of southern men are, right? But don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer. Because the judge in the town got bloodstains on his hands. Why is he willing to be presented like that, honey? Does he have children? Does he have kids? Or does she allow them in the house? He should at least require, listen, baby, if you're going to make food that I'm going to put in my mouth, you're going to have to take a shower before you go in the kitchen. I mean, she goes right from scratching her pussy right into making beans and cornbread. No effort to clean up or anything, girl. God knows what is falling out of her hair. Ugh. She takes pleasure in being filthy. But I think the girls got to her though, honey. Come on through, beef sector. We are the champions of that fight for sure. We ain't seen her in 4 days. Is this the same Auntie Hammy whose mother called her mama called the police on her? The one who cried, clowning Tasha K. Yes, that was her. That was the one with Tasha K. Tasha K put her on the map on the YouTube, but she ain't doing all she says she's doing. I didn't know that her mammy had called the police on her. She's all that control. She's probably a drug addict. She more than likely she's a crackhead, right? Because that man is putting up with that kind of behavior, he would certainly put up with a drug addict, right? In order for her to carry on the way she did. I don't know her man. What she call her mama? She hit her mama. If she hit her mama, she's certainly hitting that old man. because he's so passive. He just walks around, peckerwood, cracker, all this shit. He just walking right behind it. Baby, hey, you be quiet. Why do you need so much attention with me? That's the security dog. Get your ass up here. Come on, daddy. Say hello. Y'all gotta say hello to my baby. Get over here. Beautiful. Look at that irresistible face. You see him? Look at him, baby, up there. I refuse to look. Do you, my baby? Look at my baby. Ain't he cute? He's so cute and sweet and good. He needs a lot of attention, though. Not right now, boy. No wonder Beans and Cornbread had a fight. What? Beans and Cornbread had a fight? Beans, not Cornbread, out of sight. Oh, we used to. That's one of them old reads from childhood, ain't it? Ain't your mama pretty? She got meatballs in her titty. She got scrambled eggs between her legs. Ain't your mama pretty? It's amazing how much that stuff is stuck in your brain, honey. God is a master of design. He put these things called brains in our heads that can retain, although the short-term memory goes first. She got in a fight with Tasha K. They faked the fight, they said. Tasha K interviewed her because of this damn viral video, which they say got 1 billion views, which she didn't get no money for it because the video went viral. You don't get anything for that, right? Nobody advertises that. It lasts 2 or 3 minutes, and that's it. If anybody gets anything out of it, it'd be the person who created the music. She didn't have nothing to do with the music. All she had, her role was pew, pew, pew. She was a character in someone else's skit, basically. Anyway, according to her, out of her own mouth, she didn't get paid anything for this. So if you got 1 billion, then she said 6 billion. How many people are in the world, honey? That's a nice slice. Everybody's watching pew, pew, pew. Anyway, but whatever she did, she ain't getting nothing for it, child. She ain't got no money. She don't own a chair. She don't own a table. She don't own nothing. She moved in with that old man, honey, and that began her little life. Yes, there are tricks in the world. Yes, honey. Everybody got it. If you hoeing, you got those ones, honey, that always come back. There has to be drugs involved. She has no boundaries. So what's stopping her, right, Miss D Town? Yeah, she sounds like a drug addict. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the things she does. I mean, drug addicts do that shit all the time. They don't have no limits. When they get sober, then they look back at some of the things they do. You know, that's why I feel sorry for people who do all this porn, right? So they do the porn when they're getting high. You know, it's a fast buck, whatever. It's gonna work for an hour, make a couple $1,000s. But then as they get older, now they got these people are looking in their asshole 20 years later. When they see them, they see a whore, right? So you got to be careful what you put on film, especially these days. All these people been caught, busted with the sex tapes and all this shit. Of course, now we don't see so much sex tape stuff or leaks because people are been locked in their houses. They ain't been out there carrying on. People are not right. The only one who still covers a lot of that church scandal is Denise Dawson. He's still doing it, but most people are backed up off of it because they're not being that active when they're locked in their house. Rhonda Edwards, how can I help you out, Rhonda Edwards? Rhonda says, Tim, can you help me out? How? Yes, my mother used to tell us that whenever she made butter bean and cornbread, she said she was making them some, what was it? It wasn't pigtails. It was something else. Oxtails. She's making him oxtails, making him eat soul food. He ain't got enough balls to tell her, no, baby, I don't like that. It don't taste good. Thank you, Tanya, for Tanya B, for Cash App, Super Chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, her mother called the police on her. She tried to forcibly enter her mother's home to visit her son. Her son? The son refused to leave with her. Oh my God. That sounds like a drug story, honey. Okay, her mother, Michael Todd Robinson says, yes, her mother called the police on her. She tried to forcibly enter her mother's home to visit her son. The son refused to leave with her. Okay, she's a drug addict. We've heard that story before, honey. So the grandmother had to take care of the child. She got high. She did a good hit, and she want to go take the child back. Like she gonna raise somebody in that house with that old man. And so the son said, no, I'm not going back there. All they do is sit around and do drugs. Right? So even if they are drug addicts. What's all that? Something that happened outside my street. Lord, there's always something going on in San Francisco. Most of the natives don't even look over when they see somebody hollering and screaming and shit. They say, ain't nobody there, child. It sounds like it's something going on there, though. I don't know. We have a lot of the mentally disturbed here. A lot of people have sent them here, giving them bus tickets to California, and they just stayed. It's a shame. It's a shame. Maybe I should do a little. I didn't want to do a lot of research on her because I really didn't care. I didn't want to encourage her. I had no idea she was going to run like that, though. That's embarrassing. You're supposed to be the queen of the internet, and a few children over in the beef section talking about your nappy ass head, your nasty snatch, your filthy body, and your filthy fingernails, and your nasty ass feet, girl. Is that all it took to run your ass away? So now you showing all your glamour shots. But you're all woman. Girl, you don't become beautiful just for events. Right? That man, he probably don't even like that. He don't even like her dressing up. He said, no, I like it just like that. Go on and make a monkey sounds. She probably dance, she's always pushing her pelvic out. I think she got some kind of issue with her pelvic. She pads it or something because she's always beating it. She's always beating on it. And it looks like it's swollen up or something. I don't know. Apparently, a couple of years ago, her body was okay. But now she got what they call a fupa, where her stomach hangs over kind of thing, right? But since everything goes with her, she didn't try to conceal it. All she had to do is put up some decent clothes. But no, she wants everything hanging out. So they'll look. White people look. Look at them titties. Look at them titties. What do they used to call them people? When black people would make fun of themselves for the entertainment of the white audiences. What was that called? I don't know. I forget what they called it. They had a name for it, honey. Is it cooning? Oh. That's what you are, Miss Auntie Hammy. You a coon. If you are making fun of your race and calling it ugly for the entertainment of other races, girl, I think that would call you a coon. So what is a female coon? You a coonetta? Are you a coon? I don't know. I never heard of a female coon. But that's certainly what you are. That's what you're doing. You're cooning. Oh, that's a word. Thank you. Minstrel show. Is that what it is? I think it's real close to cooning when you do that, honey. Right? You're parading around like this, talking about how ugly it is, and then it's all natural at the same time. You're saying how ugly it is, girl. So you're suggesting that she said that this is what all black women look like. Not my mama. Not my sister. I ain't never seen no shit like that, child. First of all, I ain't never seen them walk around with your head looking like that, girl. Because all it takes is a haircut. If I didn't cut my hair ever, it would just eventually just become long and unkept, girl. That's why I cut it, right? It's the same thing with anybody. Same thing with a woman. You ain't made no effort at all to even clean yourself up. You're like you never had a haircut. And obviously, it doesn't grow. It doesn't grow like some people can wear. Some of these youngsters are wearing this hair. They never comb the hair, right? They just let it bat, and then I guess eventually it will become something like dreads, something like that. No, this is not that kind of situation. Her hair grows on the top. She got bald spots over here, bald spots over there, right? She's now all napped in the back and all that kind of shit, girl. If all she has to do is get her hair trimmed, how much is that? $9? And then put your wig on. Since you are the authority on wigs, I noticed that the last 2 videos she made about the beef sector were about wigs. I said, well, girl, should it be you? Should it be you talking about wigs looking like that, girl? You would think that no. We got to find somebody else. If we're going to have that argument, we got to find somebody else. You are the last person, honey. She's really making fun. I hope you women understand that she's making fun of you. She said that all women, this is what their hair look like under their wigs. She's a Tommy Sotomayor, right? You know how he goes in about the wigs and all he talk about is weave. He can make 30 videos about weave. A haircut for a woman is $60. Why? Oh, you want it from a hairstylist? Yeah, but a regular haircut. I mean, if she's not gonna take care of herself, she just needs a barber, right? Just a barber, honey. Just I don't know how that costs $60, but I guess if you go to a salon and had a woman really style your hair. Now, in my community, amongst the lesbian women, most of them, or at least one of them, usually have a lipstick lesbian, more of a feminine type woman. For some reason, opposites attract. And then you have another one that what you might say was butch, but not necessarily even butch, right? But a lot of lesbians wear their hair very short, right? They're no less beautiful than a person who has long hair or somebody who has dreads or whatever. It's just his hairstyle. So you can have short hair and have it be beautiful. Now that might cost you $60 for sure. I can see that. A haircut for a woman. I'm in the wrong business, honey. At a salon, yeah. Well, she don't seem to care anything about that. I wonder how she gets along with other black women. Or does she even know any? She lives in her own world. Stop doing commentary on these people. They are useless. Okay, Blondell Simmons. Blondell Simmons says, Unc Tim, don't please stop doing commentary on these people. They are useless. When you talk about you give them life, ignore her, 5 Babe, and ZX. Ignore them. Well, what the hell is a beef sector? I'd like to talk about their ass, girl. If they're ridiculous, you got to understand something, honey. She thought she gonna come over here and drop these bombs, right? But it's just like Miss Chablis said in the garden, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Just like they think they working the doll is working them. In other words, when she gets 3,000 views, I get 3,000 views, right? She's helped me with my nut, honey. That's entertainment. I just don't see why she could bring her ass over here. Walter Hampton was timed out. That ain't no real Walter Hampton, child. That couldn't be no real. Walter Lee Hampton ain't never came on this channel. That's that youngster that likes like Walter, talk about Walter Lee Hampton all the time. Get him, girls. Thank you. Blondell want us to talk about quantum physics. Baby, that's not what we give over here. So I'm sorry. They want to jump out here. Why she gonna come over here and take a dump and leave? You gonna punch me in the mouth, girl, and think it's over when you say it's over. Shit, I'll talk about you as long as I want to. It ain't over for me until it's over, baby. Yes, it's over. Call it a day. What's the sense in this way? What's that song? Too much, too little, too late to ever be again. Too much, too little, too late to slaughter a hole again. We're at the end of Blondell was talking about quantum physics, baby. Maybe you do like Elaine, why do you say that? Tim, maybe you do like the JJ. Elaine, if I'm talking about this girl, Auntie Hammy, that's all she talks about, girl. Everything she does is centered around her women parts. Now, how am I going to talk about her without talking about what she talks about? She's constantly showing us, she angles the camera so it's looking in between her legs, girl. I mean, what is she asking for? Love? I found love on a two-way street. I found love and lost it on a hairy. But JJ, true love. Now, I hope that old man ain't putting his mouth down there. Girl, the imagery. I don't know what's going on there and what's. I would just be fearful for that old man, because I think there's going to be an issue when he turns 59 and a half. That's what she said. He gonna get all his money, right? She's telling the whole world about when he gonna get all his money. So my advice is simply, do not put the woman's name on any insurance policy. You don't want to motivate her. She needs a reason to keep you alive, because she's already told us that she's a murderer. According to her Tasha K interview, she said she murdered somebody. She damn near murdered somebody as a preteen. She don't respect you. I mean, you know. You finally caught alive? Hey, Tiffany Glass, welcome. Okay, Elaine, I try not to talk about the JJ so much. She beats it up. I mean, I think she pads it so she can be slapping it and hitting it and stuff. Pew, pew, pew. Sticks bananas in it for her. She puts on a monkey suit and sticks bananas in her JJ for his entertainment. Now, come on. Are we supposed to ignore that? We don't see that? Maybe that's what got to her. Maybe some of the people who follow her, girl, are saying, maybe, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Right? Maybe we should have at least a little bit of respect for our own people, or just people in general. Maybe we should stop some of that. I don't know. I don't know, baby. Get you some pom Tim. You don't know what you're missing. I think it's a little late for that, Miss D-Town. I mean, I am 63. I heard somebody in 5-8. If Timothy Blaine say he's 63 one more damn time, baby, you gotta use what you got. That's all you got, girl. It's your story, right? You don't mind when the fire monster says she's 42 or whatever she is. I'm happy. Hey, Blaine gang. Oh, so when they say gang gang, I can say Blaine gang. Thank you, Tiffany. Rhonda Edwards, stop it. Well, who are you telling Rhonda Edwards stop it? What Rhonda say? I guess she's garnered an audience. So I'm sorry, Rhonda Edwards. I ignored you. So you are just going to ignore me? No, baby. Your uncle got some deficiencies, and he's been accused multiple times of not following the chat perfectly. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can, honey. Just think about, imagine me as your granddaddy, girl. I'm so much older than y'all. Y'all don't realize what it's like, honey. It's a struggle. Okay, so what did you say? Let me go back and follow you, Rhonda Edwards. Let me see. I hope it ain't no insult. Minstrels. Okay. Oh, I get the minstrels. Someone else said that too. Okay. Stepping and fetching, says Michael Todd Robinson. Y'all all right. I did mention Mammy. Oh my God. Y'all had all the names. Okay. Okay. Lord have mercy. Poor boy is going to grow up hating women. What poor boy? Her son? I didn't know she had a son, but obviously she can't take care of him. Why else do we usually find grandparents taking care of their children's children? Why? Particularly when they come to pick them up and they will not even allow them in the house to pick them up. Generally speaking, that's because the person either has a mental condition but usually it's a drug condition. Crackheads, children, generally speaking, very oftentimes end up with the grandparents, right? These women, they're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s trying to take care of little young kids. Correct? Now, how's she going to dress that up like that's a good thing? And why wouldn't your son want to come home? Right? Yeah, he probably will hate women. I hope he ain't going to turn into no serial killer or nothing because of my mama. Ron Edwards, I think I'm alcoholic. What's wrong? Why you say that? Ron Edwards, you drink every day? Do you drink alone and every day? Can you not wait to get home to get a drink? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but if you go to the 12-step Alcoholics Anonymous on the web, they'll tell you what, give you a whole booklet of symptoms of alcoholism. For me, I just knew I was alcoholic. I was drinking every night. My way of drinking was going out to the bars. That's when I was in my 20s. And really, after I stopped drinking at 28, I never went back to drinking. After I got on dope, I really didn't have no interest in drinking at all. So that all ended. But when I was drinking, I was definitely alcoholic because I couldn't stop every night. And then when when you're getting so drunk that you're not even enjoying yourself or even able to communicate with people, or if you don't even remember what the hell you did, that's a drunk, that's alcoholic. I don't believe it's necessarily a life sentence. Like, I'm not going to call myself an alcoholic today because I haven't had a drink in 30 years. Now, if I were to go to an AA meeting, they expect me, I'm Timothy Blaine, I'm an alcoholic, or first name only, Tim, I'm an alcoholic. That's their belief, and it works for them, for many people, particularly when you began. I don't happen to believe that. I don't consider myself a drug addict because I don't do drugs, right? Now, I know I can't use drugs no more. I'm clear on that. After many trials and errors. So, Rhonda, check that out. Go to Alcoholics Anonymous on the web and then listen. And I have several groups, and most of their groups are meeting right now on Zoom. So you can go check out some meetings at Zoom. You ain't even got to leave your house, honey. You can say, I'm just going to peek on in. I'm going to get me a little taste and see what this stuff is all about and see if you relate to these people. Because when I went to Alcoholics Anonymous at 20, I started at 25. And I was clean most of that time from 25, 28. But I had a couple of relapses. But what I discovered was a lot of their stories sounded a whole lot like me. So I was able to relate to them, like in most support groups. Right? So just check it out, Rhonda. It's great when you can do it from home and just look in because you don't got to commit to nothing. Just don't have your cocktails first, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's what I missed. Okay, I understand. I'm sorry. Uncle Tim ain't got no. I ain't got no power, don't you? I'm clear about that. Stepping and fetching. Let me see. What she wants to talk about. Okay, now I'm way behind. Okay. Blang gang, blang gang, blang gang. One of y'all sent me that picture of Blaine Street in my other thumbnail. I don't know who said it. I forget. Blaine Street. Most of our names they got a street somewhere. Yeah, but check back in and let us know what happened, Rhonda. But you can check it out. You ain't got to commit to it. Say, listen, I'm gonna go for a week. You know, when I left drug program, even though I consider myself delivered from drugs, period, it was a done deal between me and God. I didn't want to be stupid, right? When I left drug program, I said, I'm going to commit to going to 12-step for 1 year. And I'm going to take a commitment. So I have to be there, right? But at the end of that year, honey, when they were giving their drunkalogs and coming and talking about all the drugs and stuff, I would hide in the bathroom. I was the treasurer of the meeting. I was expected to be there, right? I didn't want to hear no more about drugs, honey. If I'm free, I'm free. So that was my experience, but it was invaluable in the beginning. A lot of things you learn about learning about yourself, you will use those things. So I say check it out. Anytime anybody asks me, I say about how to get off dope and all that. I mean, I wrote my book. I think it explains what my experience was, but that's only one person's experience, right? I will always send them, go to 12 steps, start there. That's where you start. Mm-hmm. What else is going on here? Uncle Tim, you thank you, baby doll. Uh-huh. You need my help, Uncle Tim. I need your help with writing a book, please. Baby, it comes down to this. A writer writes. As long as you're writing, honey, you will eventually have a book. I tell myself that every day. Get your ass up and you have to sit there and you have to write. If you don't write, you're not a writer. You got to write, right? Now, later on, after you got something written down, you can start figuring out how am I going to get it into book form? But you have to write. And then for me, a baby doll, all I did was use YouTube. This is another way I was using YouTube before I came to Beef Sector. I would put in writers on writing, right? And I would listen to other writers' experiences. And then they have tutorials on everything on YouTube, right? How to write dialogue. And I would watch that for a few weeks, right? And I would listen to successful writers and I would listen to people who are just writers. But there's a wealth of information here if that's what you want to do. But the main thing is you got to start writing. Get yourself, I guess there's many programs now, but Word works for me best because Word does everything. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to mess it up when you're working with Word. And then you feel like, oh, I can't get it. It's not lined up right. Don't look right. It's messy. It's sloppy. It's notes and all that kind of stuff, right? What I do is after you get it all written down, you're supposed to do the editor first. I use a mechanical editor and I messed my whole book up. So I had to go back then after I released it. But if there's a formatter. A formatter takes all of your notes and all the stuff you can get into a file, and he turns that into a book, right? Right? Get it edited. If you can't afford an editor, just get a friend who's willing to do it with you, work with you. That was my first 2 books. First 3, really. Friends helping me out, kind of thing. But you can hire an editor off of this thing called Fiverr. Those are people who work in graphics. There are also editors on there. There are proofreaders on there. There's everything on there, book designers and all that. They call it Fiverr, but the prices have changed in the last few years. So now you can go find whatever you need for your book. Okay. Fiverr, look into there. Find the help. But first you got to write the book. Nothing means anything until you get it on paper. Get it all on I suggest Word. Word has changed now. Used to be just buy the software, but now they want you to they want you to sign up for it and pay $99 a year. It's well worth it. Mm-hmm. You're describing Kwani. What's wrong with Kwani? What is that thing? Nobody gave me where she at. I want to hear where she's reading me at. Does anybody know? Apparently she's got another channel. Be suspicious of people who have to constantly get different channels, new channels. I went to this Kwani thing. I went to this Kwani QU, those letters. Nothing. I didn't see anything that she's written in the last week or so. So if anybody knows what is Miss Thang's address, right? Let me go get me a few AdSense off of that. Camel lady. Kwani would be perfect. Now I don't know what else, nothing about that woman's life. But if they wanted to have a new Joe Camel, that would be a perfect new Joe Camel, Jolene Camel. Call her Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't change that face for me, Jolene. Because she looks like a cross between a black person and a camel. Like somebody was out in the back, honey, fucking a camel. Mm-hmm. Okay. Jolene. I like that song, Jolene. All right, people, we've come to an end, honey. It's gotten to the point where we're not gonna go home. I guess neither one of us wants to be the first to say farewell, my love. Goodbye.